Welcome to Raging Reviewers. I'm really excited about this one. We haven't done a review in a while, and this is one that I really enjoyed the game, and we only do reviews after we complete the game on our channel. So if you want to go check out the channel and see how we came up with the review we did and watch our playthrough, then please do. But without further ado, let's start off with mechanics. So for this game, I gave this a 7 out of 10 on mechanics. I really liked the way it played. I didn't give it any higher because it's pretty simplistic, but even with its simplicity, it was really fun. I mean, you dodge, you roll, and you have these different abilities that you can use. I did kind of dislike that the second player, which we didn't quite show much in our playthrough, but the second player only has one playable character, whereas other Kirby games often they have multiple different people that the second person can be. You gave it an 8, Bishop. Why was that?
It's looking good. It just looks like every Kirby game I've ever played, but better. You know how it is. They're just out here sucking up powers. You got upgrades. You got all the different ones you want. Shoot lasers. You can become Spike Ball. You can sleep. You know,
Yeah,
everything that needs to be there.
all the sleep one real important. All those different abilities
Yeah.
were really cool and really made the game unique. But I mean, that's just Kirby. Kirby is he put thing in his mouth and he become that thing. So between the two, we take the mean on everything that we do. That's a 7.5 on mechanics for us. And then story, we both gave the story a 5. This is not a story intensive game, and that's not really a reason to pick up this game. Is for the story. This one is more for the gameplay. That being said, it did have a story, and it did have a story that was at least a little bit interesting. Without spoiling anything, the ending was super unique, but also kind of silly and uncalled for. Please check that out on the channel and see what your comments are on that because it was a very interesting ending. And what were your thoughts on that story, Bishop?
It's Kirby goes on adventure and then fights.
Yeah, I mean
Demons and stuff, shadow demons and such. It's Kirby.
that is essentially the story. There's not much to it.
It's
It's you
every Kirby game, you
you
know.
go on an adventure and you do stuff. I was kind of hoping for a little bit more, given the world that we were in. The fact that it looks like, hey, this is kind of probably Earth. So what's going on there? We only get a little bit of that, and you only get it at the very end. They're like, hey, this is the reason why you're on Earth and why things have brought you here and what happened to humanity. But it's all given in like 2 or 3 lines, where as I feel like they could have given it more. It could have told us a lot more as the story went through by things that are around us. Like I don't know, we didn't even see any skeletons or anything that could have given away to like, hey, maybe this is what happened in the story. But instead, it just became a silly world that we're in this world and we can turn into cars. And then next on our list is length. I gave this one a 7. I know length is kind of a picky one to put in there because some people like as if the game's long enough for you or not long enough for you. It's really opinion. I thought this was as long as it could have been and as long as it should have been. I would have liked a little bit more, and I would have liked a little bit more. I feel bad saying a little bit more variety because there was so much variety to it, but it left me wanting so much more from it. But that's kind of why I gave it a high remark as well because it was so good that I wanted there to be more. And you gave it an 8, Bishop.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, you got a problem with that? That's right. I felt like it was where it needed to be, and then I mean, I guess maybe there could have been another world, but also maybe there shouldn't have been. This is
Yeah,
about as long as it needed to be, honestly.
there definitely was a little bit of teetering there for me as well, especially that end, that very last battle. It dragged on, and it was like, why is this still happening? Why have we not just concluded the game or at least gone to another world? And that ending felt really kind of weird, but I still really enjoyed it. Our last on the list here is replayability. And Bishop, you gave it a 7. Let's start with yours.
Well, okay, so there's a lot of collectible things to do. You got your gotcha stuff for some reason. I know people like that. And there's all those challenges with the times you can beat. People love that shit. Um, and just all the different like challenges to complete in the levels. It just seemed like there was a lot you could do. You could go back and do if you want to.
Yeah, I definitely agree. I give it a little bit lower of a score. I give it a 6 instead of a 7, just because we had finished so much of the story just by playing it normally. We've gotten so many of the wallabies, we've gotten so many of the stars. I think it would have taken maybe 10 hours if I went back and tried to 100% it. And even 100%ing it, all you get at the end is a cool picture. It's like, hey, you did it, which it almost doesn't feel worth going through the trouble to find all of them. But our overall score came out to be about a 7. It's a 6.87 ish. So we're going to give it a 7 out of 10 for the whole game. Just, honestly, I loved it. I had a blast playing it. It,
It was a
it,
great game.
it was so
It was a great
cute.
little Kirby time, you know.
We came up with some awesome bits throughout the game. We had a really fun time playing it. And we managed to complete it. It wasn't so overwhelming as a lot of the JRPGs that we do that we have to put it off for a while. So I mean, if you like this review and you like more other reviews, please support our channel. Check out the Quiet Questers channel and look at our gameplay. See how we did throughout the game. If you want to see more Kirby, see us 100% it, let us know. We'll do it. Anyways, thanks for joining us on Raging Reviewers today. Hope you liked this.